Jiri Prochazka is going to become the UFC light heavyweight champion again.
Congratulations. I'm coming. I'm coming!
He's going to fight Carlos Ulberg on April 11th, and I cannot wait for it. They are headlining the main event of UFC 327, and I am ecstatic because Jiri Prochazka is going to become the light heavyweight champion again.
Only one thing goes on my mind. I need to evolve to the next level or don't fight again. So it's simple. To be the strongest, this is the way.
There was rumors about it being Hamzat, and I was scared of that. I was scared for Hamzat to just do what he always does, take people down and lay for a double champ status. But thankfully, the UFC has a little bit more integrity than that. They're going to make Hamzat defend his belt, and this also means that Alex Pereira is moving up to heavyweight. He's going to be fighting Gane, Tom Aspinall, or John Jones. All of these are possibilities, but firstly, I got to talk about this main event. Jiri Prochazka is going to beat Carlos Ulberg because he's going to do what he does every single time.
Khalil needs to grab. Oh, Prochazka's pacing. Oh, beautiful.
He's going to get shown adversity. He's going to go through a war. He's going to get tagged a little bit. He's going to eat it because Ulberg is not Alex Pereira, and Jiri is going to finish him brutally.
Firing back. Toughness shown on each side.
Because that is what he does. That is what he does to everyone who is not Alex Pereira in the UFC. This main event is not all. UFC 327 will also have Joshua Van Tetsura Tyra, Curtis Blades, Josh Hockett, Beneil Dariush is going to fight Manuel Torres, Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker. I mean, this card is filled with banger matchups. Like, stylistically, all of these fights can be bangers. Kevin Holland, Randy Brown, that could be insanely fun. Cub Swanson, Nate Landwehr could be scrappy as hell. And I don't know who Francisco Prado is fighting, but I know he always puts on a pretty good show. He's a tough dude with a decent, well-rounded game. Yeah, the two Bellator fighters going at it is going to be pretty exciting. I thought Danny Gay was going to beat Pitbull, but he surprised me. And Aaron Pico he got killed. He got killed on live TV. I think they were both champions in Bellator. Regardless, they are both from Bellator and they will be fighting each other. I don't know how that plays out, but I mean, this card is looking really good. Even though it doesn't have like crazy names on it, Jiri Prochazka is going to be beating Carlos Ulberg at UFC 327. How I see this fight playing out is how I described it. Jiri is going to go through adversity. You see, within a lot of Jiri fights, there is a feeling out process. And within that feeling out process, I think Ulberg has his best chance against Jiri. I feel like if he has any chance of winning, he has to catch Jiri early on and in his feeling out process, because it seems like Jiri always has that. Carlos Ulberg is coming off of a KO win on Dominic Reyes. It was impressive, but at the same time, dude, I don't know. I think this works for Jiri. I think this works for Jiri so much. Like, Ulberg is coming off of a KO that within that fight, there wasn't that much action before the KO. It happened at the very last few seconds of the round, but throughout that entire round, Dominic Reyes couldn't really find his range on Ulberg, and eventually he got put out by a good counter blow that Ulberg has. And I am worried for Jiri because Ulberg is a slick striker at times. He's shown ability to put guys out like Dominic Reyes. But Dominic Reyes is a little chinny. We forget Jiri Prochazka already shattered his chin. He shattered his chin brutally. And speaking of brutality, like, every single Jiri Prochazka fight is brutality.
Yet again.
Regardless if Jiri wins this fight or any other fight, it is always going to be a brutal finish. Jiri is an absolute marauder, and I think he's going to break Ulberg again, like as everyone else. Ulberg really does have some serious power. He has shown that. But many of his fights, especially at the top level, they haven't been like super impressive finishes. Like, he didn't finish Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz arguably beat him. He arguably beat him in that fight. And Volkan Oezdemir, he didn't finish him. Alonzo Menifield, he did finish, but it's Alonzo Menifield. It's not Jiri Prochazka. And speaking of his last few wins, I know that Dominic Reyes, Jan Blachowicz, Volkan Oezdemir, these are good fighters, really good fighters at the top level. Jan Blachowicz once a champion. Dominic Reyes should have been a champion. Beat John Jones. But I feel like Ulberg caught some really good timing on a lot of his opponents. Like, Dominic Reyes, although he was high ranked at the time, like, he's always been a little chinny. Like, he's been put out really bad over his career, in his later parts of his career. Jan Blachowicz, I like him a lot as a fighter. He's really, really good. And he has longevity. He has one of the best longevities out of any fighter in the UFC. But I don't know, I think Ulberg had that style as well for him. Like, Jan Blachowicz isn't like super explosive and like doing these weird or unorthodox movements that Jiri's going to be doing.
A little bit of a wobble there. Oh! Went for the flying knee. Oh!
Like, Jiri's going to be signing a cross on his chest within the fight and then hit a 1-2 combo on him. I hope Jiri gets this done, because, I mean, Jiri is such a entertaining fighter in every single aspect. The sort of intensity that he brings into the cage, like, look what he's doing right here. And like, this is when Alex Pereira won his fight. Like, a guy that KO'd him twice. He's like emotional for him. Jiri Prochazka finished everyone brutally that isn't named Alex Pereira.
Jiri Prochazka, boys! He's trying to get up, but
That'll do it! How about the rally?
Khalil Roundtree finished brutally. KO'd. Alexander Rakic, he like dragged him down and TKO'd him brutally. Same with Jamal Hill. Volkan Oezdemir, they share opponents. Volkan Oezdemir. Carlos Ulberg couldn't finish him, took him to a decision. But Jiri Prochazka, I mean, absolutely brutalized him. Flatline KO'd Volkan Oezdemir.
Jiri seems intent to just drown him.
I think Jiri Prochazka gets this done. And I really hope he does. Regardless, I'm here for it. Jiri is always going to be, like, he's at this point one of my favorite fighters. Arguably my favorite fighter in the UFC currently. Because of every single one of his fights being super entertaining. And I know this will be no different. But yeah, speaking about Carlos Ulberg's best chance, he does have good pullback counters. He trains out of City Kickboxing with Israel and all them. And even though that camp has taken a big hit within reputation in the last few weeks, they're still really good. Amazing strikers over there. And there will be that chance for Jiri to do some very stupid entries that he's done early on in his fights, like with Khalil Roundtree, Rakic, even Ozdemir. So much of his fights he gets tagged on the chin every single fight. Sometimes he's super wobbled, but I think Yuri's chin's gonna hold up again. I think so. I don't see any other way. I do think that Carlos Ulberg has been given some leniency with his opponents. A chinny Dominic Reyes, a Jan Blachowicz that sort of fits his style. Like, Yuri's going to be coming after him. And I noticed that when Ulberg is on the back foot, even though he has a great counters, he's a good striker in that regard on the back foot, but there's times Kennedy Nzinchukwu chinned him with a wild right hand.
Legs slipping around.
Like, it wasn't super technical. They got into a scrap and he got chinned. And that's what Jiri does to people. He gets them into a scrap and he chins them. And with that instance against Kennedy Nzinchukwu, he was backed up against the fence and he was like square at one point to Kennedy, and he got caught. And thinking back to the Jan Blachowicz fight that he arguably lost, he was also tagged against the fence. Basically, he was against the fence, square to Jan Blachowicz, and he got tagged on the back foot. And I think that's where Yuri's gonna get him. Jiri Prochazka is always going to move forward. That's his mentality. I don't think in a single one of his fights he moved on the back foot. I'm pretty sure against like Jamal Hill there was times, and he KO'd Jamal Hill on a back foot, like pull back counter. Like, but Jiri Prochazka always moves forward. He's going to get Carlos against the cage. And I think Carlos Ulberg's going to have a flaw in his striking that Jiri Prochazka's going to find. He's going to become square against the cage again. And Yuri's going to hit him with some wild shit. And he will flatline KO Carlos Ulberg at UFC 327.
Hey!
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it, man. And Jiri was just like free soloing in Mexico. Like a cartel leader just got blown up or some shit. And he's out there free soloing. No gear on. Could have fell to his death. Could have got taken by the cartel. And like now he will be fighting for the world title. And I don't see him losing this. This means for so much different things. Like, the biggest thing being that Alex Pereira is going to be shooting for a triple champ status. And that's going to be monumental if he can get that done. He puts himself right into the GOAT conversation with that. But, man, I don't know. It comes into speculation who's going to be fighting. Like, is it going to be John Jones, Tom Aspinall, Gane? I don't know. I think it's unlikely that it's going to be Tom. Pretty sure he still has a lot of time to recover from his surgery. And I feel like there's too much uncertainty with him for it to be Tom. I'm pretty sure the White House card is going to be announced really soon. It should be. We're not that far away from the summer. These matchmakers need to get going. We need to start putting these fights together. And I think this fight right here is a fight that the UFC wants for the White House card. Not this fight, but like they want Josh Hockett at the White House 100%, and I feel like this is his introduction into being justified at the White House. Just give him Curtis Blades, number 4 ranked, when dude, I don't even know who he beat recently. Like, he's exciting on the mic, and I'm fine with it in a way, but also at the same time, like, bro, what is this shit? He's being gifted a number 4 ranked contender fight. That's insane. But honestly, I don't mind it. All the heavyweights are terrible anyway, so I feel like number 15 can beat number 2 or some shit. Yeah, I mean, they're trying to build up this White House card with this fight, and man, I don't know. They gotta announce it really soon, really soon. But if Alex Pereira has to verse Gane or John Jones, if I'm gonna be honest, if it's John Jones, I'm not feeling too good about it. Like, as much as I like to give John shit, like, he's a good fighter regardless, and he's still able to fight, so in his game, he could very well try to take down Alex Pereira and sub him. But, I mean, no one's been able to yet. He's been training with Glover since getting into the UFC, so I don't know how that would go. If it's Gane, I feel like Alex Pereira actually beats Gane. I feel like he does. Just stylistically, I do think Alex Pereira wins that. But man, this card has a lot of good fights. Like Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker. Someone's getting chinned. You know that. Someone's gonna get chinned. And like, I'm really excited for Kevin Holland, Randy Brown. I do think that's gonna be a really fun fight, just because of how those two look at times with the striking. Like, they can look so crispy with the striking at times. You never know what kind of Kevin Holland's gonna show up either. But Randy Brown he can be a brutal striker, so I think that fight is going to be really fun. Paulo Costa moving up to light heavyweight to verse Asmat Mirzakhanov. I think Asmat wins that. I think so. There's something about Paulo Costa, you never know what kind of version he's going to show up with either. And I don't think that his Roman Kopylov fight is enough to justify that he beats Asmat at this point. But yeah, the two Bellator fighters going at it is going to be pretty exciting. I thought Danny Gay was going to beat Pitbull, but he surprised me. And Aaron Pico he got killed. He got killed on live TV. But it's all good, because he was looking pretty good and explosive before that spinning elbow KO from Lerone Murphy. And man, can't wait for this shit, bro. Joshua Van, Tatsuda Taira, how could I forget this? Pantoja are going to be out for a while, so it makes sense. And I think Taira wins this. I think so. Tatsuda Taira, he's no slouch with the striking. Like, he's beat UFC comp with his striking, and he beat Moreno recently, TKO'd him. Moreno's really, really good. And by the way, that card's today. Be doing my predictions for that. But Tatsuda Taira, he's no slouch with the striking, as I said. Brandon Royval exposed the striking, but I think Taira probably improved. He's only like mid-20s, and I think he's going to be too fast with the grappling, too slick with these transitions, and I think it's going to be game over for Joshua Van, unfortunately. But especially with someone like Tatsuda Taira, who's really, really slick with the grappling. Like, he gets to these transitions fast, and he does weird stuff with the grappling. Like, he drags someone down with a body lock. With a body lock, or like a body triangle that he had wrapped around him. I truly can't see how you can't like love Jiri as a fight fan. Like the things that he says on like podcasts. And,
Are you enjoying this life?
Yes, enjoying, but man, since I decide I wanna go this way of the warrior, of a true man, I didn't in the time right now. I can say it right now. I didn't expect it will cost you everything. Like it will cost you your old personality, and you will reborn like a new personality. I know this is the way.
and like in interviews.
How do you celebrate a win? What does having fun look like for you?
You know, I took a two crazy guy from my village. I will bring them to my hotel and they will see something.
That in Czech Republic and in the Europe there is a lot of fans which likes to watch MMA, and we need it in Europe. We are a little bit like there is a lot of now in this age there is a lot of pussymans. I need to say that like that because it's right. So we need to watch the fights, watch the rare power of a man against another man to be full in our life.
So entertaining, bro. Like the mentality that he brings and like the mindset like of being a samurai and stuff.
That's why I'm fighting, because you are touching all the time this essence of death, of to lose everything. I want to live a rare life.
I just feel like Carlos Ulberg is going to be in for it. But this card cannot come sooner, man. I want this UFC card so badly. Hopefully this fight night's going to be pretty good. We'll see.